now, let's get to the games, and he goes to walk off. But before we do that, and then he came back like he remembered something, and he goes, okay, well, let's get to the games. But before I go, let me say this. It was like, dude, are you stretching your time to be on stage, or do you know what you're talking about? Like, it was 10 minutes of the craziest bumbling that I've ever watched. And supposedly he was all befuddled because of the sound problems they had. I think it was just horrible disorganization. Then from there, it went into just trailer. And then the screen went black and the theater went black. We know that because of the horrible cam work, thanks to GameSpot. And then trailer. And then the screen went black and the area went black, and then trailer. And that was it for about an hour and a half.
Yes. Now, in listening to us, you're probably just sitting there thinking we're just being super critical.
No, we're not.
And again, one of our listeners right now just pointed out, yes, Nintendo also does a similar thing. They just present a video package. However,
they do it in an entertaining manner. With
the Sony presentation, what fell flat about it was not just the impersonalization of it, but the fact that every single thing, with the exception of the virtual reality segment that they put out, were trailers of video games that, one, we all already knew about or saw previously due to them being leaked online. So it was kind of a letdown. That again, with the exception of the virtual reality segment, it was like, oh, I knew about this, and oh, I kind of knew about this, and oh, there's a little bit more gameplay, but it just expands upon a gameplay that you just showed us last year.
And again, I'm sorry, go.
And even besides the fact that we knew about these video games, you would think that, okay, cool, we're seeing more of this video game, awesome, when is the release date? And every single video game, with the exception of one, had a release date of 2018. Yeah. No dates, just 2018. So it wasn't even a matter of
very few of them were this year. Yeah, there was like 2 or 3.
It's not even a matter of, holy shit, yes, this game looks awesome, I can't wait to play it. Oh, so this isn't anywhere near completed and anywhere near even being released.
And now, before getting to the biggest strike out of the whole presentation, now there is the Nintendo comparison. Hey, Nintendo just does a video package. Yes, but Nintendo does a video package in the sense where, okay, yes, it's expected of them. They don't do the stage show anymore. But they do a video package still as a presentation. There's still, the president comes up in the video and he talks, and there's developers, it's a presentation. You're still getting what you get in the conferences, edited, concise, and it's a nice package. Sony was just trailer after trailer after trailer with long seconds of uncomfortable silence in between trailers. Like, some of them were like 5 to 10 seconds of blackness in the theater before something else came on. It was just like, very like, whoa, what the hell? Whereas Nintendo, again, they put together a video package that you're still watching like you're watching a television program. It came off, we watched it up via GameSpot, and afterwards the panel that works for GameSpot came up, and they're like, they all sat there stunned. And they literally went, so, what did you think of that? And like, one of their guys, I had a dry erase board, and he just put up a thing and wrote the word dry. And he said it was very dry. It was very impersonal. And it wasn't just GameSpot that wrote that. IGN, all the major gaming sites and podcasts and everything all attributed to PlayStation was very, very impersonal. And it felt a lot like, well, we're Sony, we're the champs. Just watch this, sit down, shut up, you're going to like it, you're going to buy it.
Yeah, that is exactly what it felt like. Because look, there's no denying, Sony is definitely in the lead when it comes to their exclusive video games, when it comes to just simply the interface of the PlayStation 4. We're not going to deny that. Yeah. Because we're not about these goddamn console wars. No. But, it did come across as Sony resting on their laurels of, this is what we have, you know what, we know what we have is better than what everybody else has, so here you fucking go. Yeah. And it was very just, oh. And then, fuck us then.
Then, they got into God of War. They gave us more on God of War. Yes. God of War looks, okay, compliment sandwich. God of War, we got some story, then we got some gameplay. God of War looks fucking amazing. Yeah. Really not liking Kratos in this, though. He seems like a real douche, but obviously it's going to evolve into being a father. And But God of War looks amazing. You know, it's the typical big battles and all that stuff. It looks really good. It looks very fluid and everything like that. But now, going back the other way. One game that debuted, I believe this was 2 years ago as well, that got a lot of people's interest. Detroit.
Oh, yes.
Being Human.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first, I was like, this looks amazing. This is another one of those RPGs, story-driven. Your decisions affect society and everything like that. This year, they pushed it forward. You saw another trailer mixed in with gameplay and gameplay descriptiveness. And, you know, as she mentioned, at the end of each trailer, there was at least, if there wasn't a release date for this year, there was the 2018 date, which was kind of disappointing. Now, Detroit is on that highly anticipated list. Gameplay goes through, the whole thing goes good, it's amazing, and everybody's like, waiting, the screen goes black, and we go to the next trailer. There was no year, there was no release date, there was nothing. Nothing on Detroit Being Human. Like, what the hell? Like, you have nothing for us, you don't have a projected year, you don't have anything. Now, my biggest argument, I know E3 is about, you know, sometimes we'll get a teaser trailer one year, then the next year they'll give us gameplay, and then they'll give us a release date. I was talking to my friend Jim, who was watching tonight. He doesn't even like the fact that when they release a teaser and they don't release the game a year later.
Yeah.
It's like, he was saying he would rather they put a trailer out and then it comes out within that year. I understand sometimes that's not possible.
Yeah, obviously.
But I feel there should be a 2 E3 limit. Announce it at E3, hey, we're working on this, and then the next E3 you say, here's the date. Don't give me a teaser trailer, come back the next year, give me an extended trailer, and there's still no release date.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing I can at least respect out of Cyberpunk 2077.
Well, no, because, I mean, that's what BioWare actually did when it came to Dragon Age Inquisition.
Mm.
You know, the year that they were in development of Dragon Age Inquisition, all they did was show a title.
And it's like, hey, we're working on it. We're working on it.
Hey, this is in our current lineup. This is the IP that we currently have set aside. Awesome. We know a new Dragon Age is coming. That next E3, they showed some more development on it. They showed us a little bit of the open world. They gave us a release date. Now, granted, it got pushed back a little bit from said release date, but they still gave us a release date estimation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Sony by far had the coldest presentation of all. It really, really did. Of course, they ended it with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Because that was another one of the big, highly anticipated games.
That looks good. Yeah.
It looks amazing. No pun intended.
Well, it kind of has an Arkham feel to it.
The fight. Now, here's the thing. It's going to be compliment sandwich. There's two views on this now. Fighting, as far as a fighting button masher, fighting is beautiful. Mm-hmm. They got a little innovative too. Like, you know, there's a very similar engine style to Batman.
Yeah.
And everything like that. But the one cool thing I liked about the battle is where he like webs the guy and yanks him in, and he literally they captured the movements of a spider, and he wrapped him up like a spider. Like he did the same type of movements like a spider does to wrap up like an insect that it catches. Yeah. And I thought that was really cool. Now, the portion where I can see it's going to get frustrating for people though is the action sequences. This harkens to the frustrating gameplay of like a Telltale, like Game of Thrones that they did and like that. It's that timed button pressing. Like they show him running to stop a crane from collapsing through into the city and everything like that. And it's run. Here comes the button, here comes the button, here comes the button, here comes the button. Press it now! And if you don't press it that precise moment, you're screwed. Yeah. They also did the typical Spider-Man chasing down a helicopter. Anybody that's ever played a Spider-Man game knows it is highly frustrating to chase any vehicle while trying to web yourself through the city. You got better chances just hitting on the ground and running and following it from above. Mm-hmm. Like, the action sequences and the chases are without a doubt going to be the most frustrating portions of the game. Which, I understand it's an element they probably got to add for that, but it's still going to, it's going to be that's going to be the portion that everybody's going to complain about. That timed buttoning.
Oh yeah, definitely. Although I must say, the little to anybody who made it to the end of the Sony presentation.
Oh yes.
Wrap up. One of the biggest reveals of the Spider-Man game that I thought was really slick is how they snuck in the fact that it's Miles and it's not Peter Parker in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That was really slick. That I definitely liked.
Yeah, I thought that was
it
really
looks
cool.
fantastic.
It looks beautiful.
Oh
it looks
my
beautiful.
God.
It looks beautiful. It's probably without a doubt going to be the best Spider-Man game ever put out.
Yes.
But it's going to be, you're going to love the action, you're going to be pissed off at everything else. At the end of the day.
And that's just from a gaming point of view. We've played the games that have those kind of schematics, and they do get really fucking frustrating at times.
Now, this is not going to be the only time we're going to be, and again, this is not a Sony badgering. This is, we don't want anybody thinking, we're Xbox. It's not a Sony badgering. This is just via the presentation and the attitude that they took at the conference. Because we're going to be going to Sony again a little bit later on in the show, where once again they showed some ego and everything like that. And when I get to the game that's going to really be previewed, that we'll get back into it. That being said, let's get back to the gaming and let's go to the other console, Xbox. Xbox, of course, had some titles and everything like that, but their biggest reveal, of course, was their Project Scorpio, which was a secret title name, and everything like that, which turned out to be their Xbox One X.
Which is actually an acronym for Xbox.
XOX.
Xbox One X. It's Xbox. It's a fucking acronym for Xbox.
Yeah, which is funny.
It is.
That was a surprise.
But, the new system is going to be a beast. Like, without a doubt. It's the most hyped up graphics on any console.
Yes.
Ever. The power and memory scale is so big on this thing that they had to invent their own stuff. They invented a lot of their own hardware. It's got a new internal gel coolant as opposed to a fan because of the amount of power this thing puts up. It has its own internal gel cooling system, which is amazing and everything like that. It does look amazing. It's got the virtual reality and everything like that, which, again, I just see virtual reality falling kind of short. But at the end of the day, the machine looks absolutely like it's going to be amazing.
Oh, yeah.
They did announce a release date. This is the only release date I do have for you. It's actually going to be coming out November 7th. Now, everybody was like, well, there's no way they're going to release a console that's priced more than $399 because they're always $399. You're wrong. This is going to be $499 for this console. However, is it a hefty price?
Yes.
Yes. But, remember, the power of the machine you're getting, the power of the graphics that you're getting, as well as virtual reality. So, the price tag of $499, though steep, sounds about right for what you're getting in terms of technology.
Well, not only that, but with this, they are going to be rolling out some original Xbox games.
Which is what I was going to say. That was the other big announcement that they made.
Yes.
Obviously, the Xbox 360 Classics was such a big hit with gamers and everything like that. They've decided that they're going to be opening up the vault to the first-gen Xbox and rolling out first-gen Xbox games, which is amazing.
Time,
really, I know.
Regardless of the first-gen Xbox, I still want Def Jam Fight for New York.
I knew you were going to say that.
Def Jam Fight for New York was awesome! Because, all the classics they always roll out, it's some of the games you go, why this game? Nobody even heard of this game, or this game sucked, or whatever the case may be. And I'm not the only one. I know a lot of other people were like, dude, Def Jam Fight for New York. That shit was awesome.
We need to create a Nerd Herders friggin' online petition to get Def Jam Fight for New York as one of the either remastered games for the new Xbox or for download on the arcade.
Yeah, seriously, man. Because, that game needs to come back out. Love that game.
Yeah. I loved watching you play. That shit was awesome.
That was a great story and everything. It was awesome. I think it was one of the first games I really got into the character customization, too.
Yeah, you did.
That was the first one that really opened me up to that, other than a wrestling game. That opened me up to it. All right.
I just like the whole, wow, you're fighting a rapper.
You're fighting Snoop Dogg.
Exactly. That was just fucking
And it had
great.
Danny Trejo. It had Danny Trejo. Come on now.
I know.
Shit. Anyway, back to the games. See, this is why and there's still a lot of them to go through. This is exactly why we skipped the nerd news tonight. There's so much.
I have to get more water. I'm dying.
Let's see. Well, going into another game that was debuted last year via a TV.